In this gravel-bound episode, we're out on the gravel roads on the west side of the Olympic Peninsula, traveling through the Olympic mountain range. Our destination? The Queets Campground in the Olympic National Park, where we plan to camp for the night. All right, let's head out. We begin the trip on the interstate, passing by Joint Base Lewis McCord, where military air traffic can often be seen. Soon, we were on Highway 101, traveling through the Olympic National Forest. Even though it was hot and the air was dry today, the forests here on the western side of the Olympic mountain range remain vibrantly green. We turned off the highway and spent a few hours on the Big Loop Road around Lake Quinault. Back behind the upper end of the lake, we reached a bridge crossing over the Quinault River. The river water was crystal clear, making it easy to see the rocky river bottom down below the bridge. We continued further up the gravel road, driving through a forest of moss-covered evergreen trees and a forest floor covered in fern. Despite the dry summer conditions elsewhere, it was still obvious that this was indeed a rainforest we were driving through. Further down the road, we found a spot that allowed for foot access to the rocky shores of the Quinault River. We spent a little while walking along the rocky riverbed, taking in the sights and sounds of the Quinault River Valley. Looking upstream, to the east, the impressive forested mountain peaks of the Olympic Mountains stood tall on the horizon. Although it was picturesque, the wide open river valley meant being exposed to the full blast of the summer sun. Time to scoot back into the forest. The shadows cast by the trees make for a much more comfortable experience on a hot summer day. This area would be a great place to find a quiet location to dip into the cooling waters of a flowing creek or stream and escape from the heat for a while.
This is the hottest it's been on this part of Washington all year for us. It's 82 degrees right here. 82. I'll take it. It's not bad at all. Meanwhile, folks are hitting 100 degrees, upper 90s. We're sitting pretty at 82. You're on the Olympic Peninsula? That's hot. Welcome, summer. And ain't nobody around. Woo! I'll take it. Come on, bro.
Olympic National Park.
It's just so nice. It's lovely out.
We continued up the gravel roads, heading ever deeper into the dark evergreen forest. First, we traveled through the Quinault Indian Reservation, then into the Olympic National Forest, and eventually into the Olympic National Park. The road got a little narrow in a few places, but overall was in good condition for summer travel. Driving through the Olympic National Forest, high noon, but the tall trees cast shadows all over the road. Makes for some excellent driving. Even though it's a hot, sunny day, it is still nice here in the forest. After many miles of gravel roads, we arrived at our planned destination for the day, Queets Campground in the Olympic National Park. Well, we just pulled up to the Queets Campground. There's 2 other people here with us, maybe 10 sites in the campground, and there's 2 other people here, it looked like. 4 o'clock on a Tuesday into July 2020. Not bad. So this site that we're at, I'm pretty sure we've stayed here before. Maybe about 5 years ago, back before the Gravel Bound channel was a thing. Danny and I came out and camped, and I got the flu right here. Well, the symptoms of the flu on set while we were camping here in the national park. That wasn't so fun. Hopefully we don't repeat that experience this time. I'm feeling great. How about you?
I kind of stayed at this one last time. I don't know.
Let's check it out. It's got a nice tent spot. Oh, well, correct that. It's got an interesting tent spot.
Rather large spruce tree here. We are in the vicinity of the world's largest Sitka spruce. The Queets area is known for having the world's largest Sitka spruce. That's not it. That's still pretty big.
We had our choice of campsites to choose from, with more than a few sites that bumped up right against the Queets River. The crystal clear and ice-cold waters of the Queets River were flowing strong today on this hot summer day.
I don't know if the stakes are going to go in. That's why I brought this. Should make it much easier. Never leave without your mallet. That's like chapter 3 in the Boy Scout handbook. Well, we tried. Sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, you don't need them. It just makes it better. You want to go?
I'm good. I'm gonna go steakless.
Hey, hard packed campsite. This is a pretty nice sight. Walking here amongst all the salmon berries, fine maple. God, this is incredible behind me. Butterflies just flew past. It's gorgeous up here. Incredible. So mossy. This maple must reach out. It's not very big, mind you, but this maple must reach out 40 feet. Look how far it goes. All the way up there. That's one of the things I love about it. Ferns growing on it. Isn't that not incredible? It's so lush up here. Make sure you use a towel when you're pulling the lid off of boiling water. That's why you always keep a blue towel with you, though. Oh, and also to wipe your hands and table, blow your nose, swat the dog, whatever. It's very useful. So that's going to take a moment to cool down. Yeah.
After the pasta cooled down a bit, it was time to enjoy a hot, tasty meal and ice-cold sodas while relaxing in our peaceful campground here in the stunning Olympic National Park. The campsite we selected provided for easy access to the gear in the back of the truck. We also had plenty of room to deploy the mosquito shelter, tables, and other gear. Just behind our camp was the Queets River. At one point this evening, there was a fly fisherman out on a gravel bar mid-river, trying his luck at snagging a fish out of the flowing waters. I did not see him catch anything, but he sure did look to be enjoying himself, standing out deep in the wilds of one of the best environments Washington State has to offer.
Andy just left on a little afternoon walkabout, which means Emma is waiting somewhat patiently. She's a good girl, but she does miss Andy.
whenever he's gone.
Sitting here at Riverside on the Queets River this evening. The Olympic National Park is just stunning, I have to say. This is a campground, prepared. 12 or so sites here, and there's quite a few people here. But this place is almost dead silent. You hear the flow of the river flowing by, but you can hear back at the campsite a little bit. Provides a nice backdrop, but those gigantic old-growth trees just attenuate all the sounds of the other campers in the campground, making it feel like you're isolated, secluded. You have the whole place to yourself. Truly a wonderful experience here camping on the Queets River in the Olympic National Park. Every time I come out to the Olympic Peninsula, I really enjoy it. It's just a special place, very much outdoor focused, hiking, biking, camping. People come out here and do it all. And the Olympic National Park has lots of those activities to offer. Here about, this is maybe 8 years ago, Danny and I and Emma camped at Olympic National Park over at Lake Ozette. I forgot all about that trip. We had a good time. Danny and I both separately hiked the trail out to the beach, up the beach a ways, and then back to the campsite. That was a magical place to stay as well. But the Queets River, this is now my second visit. I have to say, this place is pretty special. It has a feel very similar to the campground we stayed at last year, a very special place that I didn't really want to reveal the name of. It's close to this. I'm comfortable revealing Queets, since it's part of the national park. I actually highly recommend staying at Queets. The Queets Campground in Olympic National Park, it's a place to come if you have the means to get out here. I wouldn't bring your big RV, but a small trailer and a truck, that'll get you here no problem. The road's fine on the way in. Like most of these forest roads, there's potholes in places. And once you get in the national park, the dirt road is pretty steep coming down to the river valley. But overall, great. I'd bring a trailer back here. I look forward to bringing a trailer back here one day, actually. Should be good. All right, well, with that, I think I'm going to sign off. Enjoy the evening here. Sun's gone down, definitely here in the river valley. The mosquitoes are picking up, that's for sure. But it's nice and cool here along the river. I could sit here for a while. Very nice. After relaxing in the solitude of the river for a few minutes, I made my way back to our campsite. We had our tent set up and gear deployed for a night camping here in the Olympic National Park.
I am ahoy!
Eventually, the sun began to get low on the horizon, causing the evergreen trees to catch the golden rays of sunset on their outstretched branches. Before long, the morning sun was back in the sky, and we were up and about, enjoying the morning sights and sounds here in one of the many rainforests of the Olympic Mountains.
Got lots of maple, lots of incredibly large spruce, and hemlock. You can tell they're hemlock because they have these tiny little cones.
All right. Well, Wednesday morning here, Olympic National Park, was quite the stay last night. The stars were excellent for the first half of the night at least. I woke up about, maybe 2 o'clock, and it had clouded up, overcast. And it's definitely overcast this morning, which makes for a nice cool morning out here in the forest. I put my flannel on. I think it was high 50s this morning when I first got up, probably mid 60s now. Beautiful weather for here into the July summer camping. Oh, Danny thinks it's even cooler. He thinks, 50s? Yeah, 60s, 61, he thinks. Took the tents down. A couple weeks ago, we were reminded of the lesson of why you go ahead and take your stuff down while you can, because it can always rain at any point in time. Got the rain fly here on the table. Probably dry out here in about 10 minutes, sitting out in the morning air here. It was nice and peaceful here at the campground last night. Here in our campsite here, dead silent. I couldn't hear anything but the river flowing back there. And it's always great to wake up in the morning, just hearing the sound of the river flowing by. You're quiet and sit and listen. There's all manner of birds up there chirping away. There's starting to be a slight little breeze through the air this morning. It'd be nice if we got a little breeze that would come through and clear all the mosquitoes out. I don't think that's going to happen. But overall, this Queets Campground was very nice to stay at last night. We'll go ahead and probably eat some breakfast this morning, relax for a little while here in the bug shelter. Helps keep the mosquitoes away, that's for sure. And then we'll probably hit the road a little while and explore a little more, make our way on home. Just a one-night trip out here in the Olympic National Park, kind of a spontaneous trip. Danny had a couple days off, so we hit the road, came on out, escaped the heat. That was the real goal. It's probably going to be in the 90s back home today. Whew, that's hot for up here. All right. This is the parking lot at the Queets Trailhead. One car here on the Wednesday, here in late July 2022. Man, this looks like it would be an epic trail to hike. You just go up the Queets Valley, deep into Olympic National Park. Here's the start of the trail. Yeah, I might have to do that one day. Put the backpack on, go deep, deep into the forest. Not supposed to take dogs, so we'll just end it right here at the sign. What a beautiful morning here at the Queets Campground. This is one of the quietest campgrounds I've ever stayed at. The gigantic old growth forests and vine maples are particularly good at blocking the sounds of other campers. This place isn't very busy. These first two sites next to us, at the edge of the campground, were open. We had site 3 ourselves last night. There was a few other campers deeper in the campsite. Some of them sounded like they were up a little bit late. We couldn't hear anything but the river here at our campsite. I would definitely recommend staying here again at the Queets River.
We've been sitting in camp since last night and all this morning. It's almost noon. I just now noticed something. There's 2 of them. You can see them here. One's sideways, the other one is right there. Somebody added their own little camp improvement. And it's a star. That's not too bad. The other one's right there. Interesting.
I thought this site had some good juju. I slept well. How about you?
I slept great. And the dog? She slept pretty well too, I think. Yeah, I think she slept pretty good.
All right, got everything packed up. Campsite's clean. We'll hit the road, head on back. The sky's cleared up out there. It's just blue skies now. It's definitely warming up. I'd say mid-70s now where we're at here, but it's going to be in the 90s when we get back home in Auburn. But that's the way it goes. The rest of Washington State has got a heat wave going on. Right here in Olympic National Forest, it's not so bad. This was another excellent trip, exploring out on the gravel back roads of Washington State. We had a great time hanging out at camp, eating a meal, relaxing by the river, and getting an excellent night's sleep under the stars. It is always an experience when you go camping, and this trip was packed full of good times in a world-class camping location. Even though we only stayed for one night, it was still worth the trip, getting to experience some of the best there is to find here in Washington. It sure would be nice to spend a whole week camping out at the Queets River Campground. Maybe one day. Visit gravelbound.com for this trip's blog entry and photo library. While you're at the site, be sure to check out the pages from previous Gravelbound trips as well. I try to regularly share details from my explorations around the great state of Washington and beyond. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button down below. Subscribe to the Gravelbound channel here on YouTube to see more videos from out on the back roads of Washington State. And now for this video's blooper.
That one would hurt. But it looked good.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.